Boris Johnson's political comeback, a chaotic return to Westminster. Well, look who's back from political exile to cause absolute chaos. Welcome back to UK Plug, where we serve up Westminster drama hotter than Boris Johnson's ego and twice as explosive. Picture this. You're at a family reunion, and everyone has moved on from Uncle Boris's embarrassing departure last year. They are finally having civilized conversations over dinner, when suddenly, crash! He bursts through the front door, disheveled hair flying, pointing fingers at everyone and declaring that the whole family has been infiltrated by foreign agents. Congratulations, you just experienced Boris Johnson launching his latest political crusade. Our beloved former Prime Minister, the man who gave us Partygate, Pinchgate, and enough scandals to fill a Netflix series, has decided his life mission is to save British sovereignty from, wait for it, the current British government. Yes, the irony is so thick you could cut it with a knife and serve it at a Downing Street party. Boris has thrown considerable political weight behind the Stand for Our Sovereignty campaign, which sounds less like a political movement and more like a rejected reality TV show concept. In a dramatic interview with GB News, because where else would Boris go for his comeback, Johnson declared himself a passionate supporter of this new endeavor. And when Boris describes himself as passionate about something, you know it's either going to be absolutely brilliant or completely catastrophic. The central accusation he makes is delicious in its boldness. Labour is systematically betraying the Brexit vote of 2016. Not just betraying it, systematically betraying it, which makes it sound like they've got spreadsheets and everything. But here's where Boris really sinks his teeth in. He claims Labour has capitulated to the French on fish. Fish, the most Brexit-why of all Brexit issues, according to Boris. We just handed it all back like a soggy baguette. And that's not all. He launched a blistering attack, claiming Keir Starmer is selling out British overseas territories and dragging the UK back into the EU via the back door, a plot that sounds like a particularly convoluted spy thriller. The centerpiece of Boris's fury is what he calls an insane deal with Mauritius, where Britain allegedly pays £30 billion to steal the Chagos Islands, even though they belong to us. That's not just expensive. That's we could have bought several small countries instead expensive. But wait, there's more. Boris claims Labour sold out Gibraltar, so Spanish border guards will demand British troops show passport to enter the UK's sovereign territory. The image of British soldiers queuing at passport control to enter their own base is so absurd it almost wraps around to being believable. His most devastating attack? Accusing Labour's leadership of being psychologically addicted to betraying this country's national interest. That's not political criticism. That's practically a medical diagnosis. Not everyone is buying into Boris's sovereignty crusade, though. Barry Gardner, MP, offered a response that's basically the political equivalent of a gentle pat on the head while explaining why the grown-ups are talking. Gardner's point about Britain's credibility while challenging genuine threats, like China's expansionism, is quite sharp. It's like complaining about your neighbor's loud music while your own house party keeps the entire street awake. What's particularly clever about Boris's approach is how he frames complex international negotiations as simple betrayals. The Chagos dispute involves decades of legal challenges, but Boris has reduced it to Britain paying to steal from itself. The timing is interesting, too. Just as Starmer faces various pressures, Boris offers himself as the alternative voice for anyone disappointed with Labour. It's either political opportunism or public service, depending on your perspective. The fact that Boris describes himself as passionate about defending sovereignty while having been forced to resign for ethical failures is an irony so pure it could power a small city. It's hard not to chuckle at the audacity, but it also raises serious questions about the future of British politics. Will Boris Johnson truly be able to galvanize enough support to make a significant impact? Or is he merely a political relic, desperately clinging to relevance in a rapidly changing landscape? As we dissect Boris's latest attempt to remain center stage, it's crucial to consider the implications of his return. The political climate is fraught with challenges, from economic instability to international relations that require careful navigation. Johnson's bombastic style may appeal to certain segments of the population, but it risks overshadowing the nuanced discussions necessary for addressing the pressing issues facing the UK today. Moreover, the allure of charismatic leaders like Boris often masks deeper systemic problems. Is the British political system prepared to handle another chaotic chapter, or will it lead to further polarization and division? The public's appetite for drama and spectacle in politics is insatiable, but at what cost? With Boris back in the fray, we can expect more political chaos than ever. If you've enjoyed watching this analysis of Boris's latest antics or think I've completely missed a point, smash that subscribe button and hit notifications. We're pumping out fresh political chaos analysis daily because British politics produces more drama than a soap opera marathon. Share this with anyone who needs a daily dose of Westminster madness. Until next time.